backup mic right away.
Okay.
Stand by, a stagehand is on his way out right now.
Okay. I'm going to try talking. Okay. Hey! How about that? How are you?
Well, now, as you all know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm an expert in audio problems. So let's see if I can help you. Heal! All right, try it.
I healed.
Good.
Thank you, Alex.
Now, the executives at Turner Classic Movies, your friends, thought it would be kind of fun and sort of appropriate if someone who, like you, has had a long association with a single program,
Yes?
stopped by to offer congratulations to TCM and to you on your 20th anniversary.
Thank you.
And I was delighted to do it. There's a difference, of course, between Robert and me, ladies and gentlemen, in this regard. I am the host of Jeopardy! But Robert is not only the host of Turner Classic Movies, in the minds of all of you, I'm sure, he is Turner Classic Movies. Now, I met Robert about 3 years ago. I was a guest programmer on the network, and although I've had 50 years as a broadcaster, I was still very nervous when I appeared on the show, because I've always been somewhat intimidated by the depth and breadth of your knowledge about motion pictures. However, within 5 minutes of sitting down with you, I relaxed completely, because that's what you do. You make your guests feel very comfortable, and if they falter at all, you are there with information to back it up and make it all run very smoothly. Now, I hope you're feeling well, are you?
I am.
Good, because this is...
Are you going to
This is
make me
beginning to...
unwell?
Well, no, but this is beginning to sound like a
Obit.
funeral...
Yes.
Yeah, an obituary. But
Maybe I...
this is not a retirement party.
Yeah, feel my pulse. Is it ticking?
You're good.
No.
For at least
Okay.
a little while.
Okay.
This is not a retirement party. We don't have a gold watch or anything for you. But we do have some surprise guests who wanted to come out here today and say hi to you. So,
You're a
ladies
surprise guest.
Good.
How great to
Ladies
have
and
you here.
gentlemen, let me introduce the first of our surprise guests, and a woman who was the most recent interviewee of Robert Osborn, and the program aired recently on the network. Please welcome Oscar-winning actress Eva Marie Saint.
How are you? I was just thinking about you this morning. So strongly. Thank you. Oh, that's so great for you to be here.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, Alex.
Robert Osborn. I find I can't say it without smiling. Okay, audience, to involve you, I want you to say Robert Osborn. See if you can say it without smiling. Robert Osborn. You all get free tickets to something else.
Well, you were such a great guest, and I really am proud of that show that we did together. I think it was really wonderful.
See, Robert, when you have an interview with Robert, it really isn't an interview. It's just a conversation.
It was. It was a great conversation.
But I don't know how you do that. You let me go on, and how many of you saw that? Oh. For those who haven't seen it, we're showing it right after. But that is truly an art, Robert, and I've lived a long time, and I've had a lot of interviews, and you're one of the best interviewers I've ever had.
Thank you. That's very sweet.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to say, she has a husband she adores, but we kind of fell in love with each other during that interview, and she'll always be a part of my life now.
No, I love my husband, and then Robert Osborn. But don't tell anyone outside this theater. But you do you do all your history. I mean, all the work that you do before you talk to somebody, before you interview them. You've done all that, all the research. And I don't know quite how you do it, because, you know, you go on about your life. It's always nice to talk about me, or you. But somehow you come in with just the right question, and that gives you a whole new part of your life that you hadn't even thought about to talk about.
Well, that's very nice, but I do have to say that when you're talking to somebody who has worked with the people you've worked with, like Marlon Brando and Paul Newman and Montgomery Clift and Warren Beatty and Yves Montand, and yes, and the list goes on, that's not difficult to do because you've worked with interesting people and you yourself have had such an interesting career. So that was easy to do, easy to be interested in.
Yeah, but Robert, of all those leading men, you're my favorite.
You're so sweet.
This is going to be a sexy afternoon. But you've worked hard all your life. You could have been, I saw the interview on TCM with Alec Baldwin when you talked about your life and they had photos of you as a young actor, and he was so handsome. He's handsome now, but as that young actor, whoop. And all those ladies, the ladies love Robert. Well, I think a few men too, right? But you're just one of a kind, and I think you've done so much for movies. I get fan mail, and so many, lately, many letters are written by young people in college, and they're interested in film because of TCM.
Isn't that great?
Yes, and because I think, yes.
That's great. Thank you. I love that. Yes.
And I think I think you could have been, it's not too late, a wonderful professor. Wouldn't you love him in your class? Going to Robert Osborn's class. You bet I'm going to Osborn's class. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
We're here because we love you.
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate that.
And we ended talking about me.
Eva Marie Saint, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow,
That was a nice surprise. Well, now we're delighted to welcome an old friend of yours, a very talented lady who is not only an actress, she's a producer, and now a college professor.
Yes.
And she will take you back to your days when the both of you were contract players here in Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, Diane Baker.
Thank you. You didn't tell me about this. Yes. Thank you.
Did I keep a secret last night?
You can keep a secret, yes.
I've been keeping a secret for the last month.
Oh, that's so much fun. It's such a treat.
Oh,
Because we go back like almost 55 years. And I have to say that when I met Diane and you were about 18, you were the same person, as I said, today that you were then. I mean, you were caring about the world and about, civil rights and all that kind of stuff. So besides your acting and all of that, you were always so dedicated to people, helping people, and you're still doing it.
Bob, this is about you.
No, but I just have to explain why I like you.
I love you.
Yes.
I love you. You've been a man in my life, an important man in my life since 1959. And I met Bob. They called me, about the two of us, to do a contract test for a contract at 20th Century Fox. And they paired us together in a scene from East of Eden. And we did this scene. We rehearsed it for weeks, I guess. And then we shot it on film, black and white. And I have to say, this was the funniest line I ever heard in my life. We went to see the scene in the... We went to see the scene in the little screening room at Fox, the two of us, and we saw the scene, and he leaned over to me after and he said, "Your voice is so high, the dogs could hear it."
I didn't mean it meanly, but that's where the critic was coming out, I guess. Yes, and she was also kind enough, when Diary of Anne Frank had its world premiere at the Egyptian Theater, Diane took me to it, my first Hollywood premiere, and that was so exciting.
Yeah, it was exciting
Yes,
for me
indeed.
too, Bob.
But it's been great also to watch her career go through the years and us to stay friends.
Do you know that so many important moments happened between us? Every time there was a big move for me to producing, you were there. you would find some wonderful moment to write about something I was doing, gave me confidence about the work since I was trying to break my way into something new. You were there to guide. You were there when I had to make this move to teaching and being at the academy.
Right.
You said, let's talk about this. And you gave me such advice, yes or not to do this. Do you want to give back to the young people? And I said, yeah. And then I look at you, and I realize that's exactly what you're doing with Turner Classic Movies. We would, none of us, none of you, would have anything like you have with Turner Classic Movies without Robert Osborn. I tell you, there is no possibility it exists without you.
There's a possibility.
No, 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 no. You are not expendable. There are many people who are, but you are not.
Thank you.
And I love you.
I love you too. Thanks.
Diane Baker.
Thank you.
Bob, take a seat.
All right.
Now, a lot of the folks here think that you spend 24/7 just on the set of Turner Classic Movies, and that's your entire life. They don't realize that Robert has a private life as well. A number of people, family members, who are very special to him, and we'd like to bring some of them out on stage right now.
Now I'm getting nervous.
Good.
Now I'm really
Come on,
getting nervous.
family. First cousin Susan Wright
Oh my God.
is going to speak on behalf of all of the people.
Oh my God. This is unbelievable. Hello. Is it Sam? My God, this is so fabulous. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? And I just emailed you.
Yeah,
I did. Rebecca. Oh, and you.
surprised. How are you?
Oh, and you, my God.
Susan,
My
you get to
nieces
do the
and my
introductions.
Oh,
Seattle, Washington. We've got Spokane, Washington. We've got Pullman, Washington, kind of. And we've got Westport, Connecticut. And we've got Santa Fe, New Mexico. And we've got Spokane, Washington.
Why were all of these women named for places?
Oh, no. It's true. It's true. Thank you.
we're supposed to introduce them, right?
Yes.
This is Sandy.
Sandy, my
Sandy
niece.
is Bob's niece. As Jenny is Bob's niece. Rebecca is my daughter. Sarah's my daughter. Cheryl is Bob's niece.
And she's my cousin.
And I'm his first cousin.
So these three, Sandy, Jenny, and Cheryl, are sisters. And these two are sisters. And there's another, Amy,
Yes,
another sister.
she couldn't be here.
Yes,
She's
indeed.
terribly sorry about it, too.
So-
Are you going to sit?
Well, am I supposed to?
You're supposed to sit.
Oh, this is, I can't tell you. I had no idea they were anywhere
Anywhere.
anywhere. Anywhere.
Sit for the family portrait. And Susan, you go ahead and lead him into it.
It makes me nervous that they're around loose.
It should. I can't really tell you much about his youth because I wasn't born then. I'm sure
I
it
like
was-
your family, Robert.
I'm sure it was a misspent youth. Nevertheless, he went to the University of Washington, graduating with a journalism degree.
It did. Mm-hmm.
And Jane Darwell, I don't know how, if all of you are my age, you'll know who she was. And she invited him to Los Angeles. And he went and signed with Desilu
I did. For 2 years.
for 2 years. And we were so impressed. Here's our cousin is a movie star.
Oh,
And
hadn't been in a movie. But
It didn't matter. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. And I still have the TV guide where Desilu is in the middle section, and Lucy has, no, you have your head over Lucy's shoulder. I remember that. Anyway, I think that we got to meet Lucy. We thought it was wonderful.
she was so important in my life. She would
Yeah.
turn my life around.
Bob is what you see is he's like that. He's a very nice fellow. He's also quite funny. When he talks to you, you think you're the only person in the world. He pays that much of attention to you. He still goes back to his high school reunions in Colfax. There aren't many of them left.
No.
They're all in the home, but and it's a treasure. I feel very privileged knowing this boy. He truly is a a treasure to all of us. And Turner Club, thank you for bringing us all out here. This
This
was
is fabulous.
so much fun.
This is so great.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to do it.
Susan, before you leave, in the interests of fair play and equal opportunity, as you notice, ladies and gentlemen, we have nothing but women on stage, but their husbands are here being very supportive also.
Yes,
Let's get them to stand up and wave.
Oh my God,
Now you've
great.
met most of the members of the Robert Osborn
That's
family.
great.
Thank you, ladies.
They're terrific. You're so sweet. This is amazing.
Now,
That was
on-
such a treat. My God.
Good. I'm glad you're having a good time.
I am. This is totally unexpected. It's really unexpected. I have
You
no
can't
idea what's
imagine
going on.
trying to maintain the secrecy about this. Now, coming up next, every Saturday evening in prime time, as you all know, Robert co-hosts The Essentials with a classic film lover. And we are fortunate to be able to welcome to the stage now one of those lucky individuals. No, it's not Drew.
Okay.
Not Drew. It's someone else that the audience will appreciate just as much. A multiple Emmy Award winner and an Oscar nominee, ladies and gentlemen, Alec Baldwin.
Standing ovation. Standing ovation.
Can they hear me? Now, I don't know why I wasn't brought out with the rest of the family. Dad, how have you been? And why did you leave us up in Colfax all these years to go to Atlanta? Mom misses you too, Dad.
I'll explain later. Yes. Indeed. This is such a treat. Thank you for, you got such a busy schedule.
No. This is, I did the festival with you once before. I came out here once. We did Warren Beatty and showed Reds. And, you know, as you know, when you love film, whether it's, from the 30s or from yesterday. And I love movies today, and I love old movies as well. And to get to have a chance to, spend time with you and do the programming with you there at the Mecca of classic film, if you will. And I always tell people my favorite story was, you see the reach of the show and the work you've done. And my favorite moment of all was Lorne Michaels asked me to come with him to Keith Richards' book party. And Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones had a book party at the Gramercy Hotel. And we're in this room, and we all sit down to have dinner. And I'm sitting across from Keith Richards and his wife Patty Hansen says, we really love that show you're on, Alec. That show's such a great show. And I saw Keith Richards and his wife watches 30 Rock. And she says, don't we love that show? And Keith Richards goes, yeah, man, you're so fantastic on that Turner Classic Movies. And I thought, that's it. Even the Rolling Stones are sitting home watching Turner Classic Movies. They know what's good. Now, I think that you and I, what I've always admired about you was your professionalism, your crisp delivery. I mean, you're every inch the consummate broadcasting professional.
So you've got a blooper reel, right?
I think we have a reel, actually, we ought to go to. Let's see that reel now.
Hi there, I'm Robert Walker. Robert Walker. Hi there, I'm Robert Sorry. Hi there, I'm Robert Osborn. Jesus. It's like, what was that word I got hugged? No, a simple word. La Cienega, I couldn't say for one day. When MGM eventually brought the whole Ben-Hur production back to Hollywood from Italy to basically start over, the chariot race was done on a set built near the corner of La Cienega. I'm not an actor. I'm a writer. Theatrical things don't mean anything to me. The chariot race was done on a set built near the corner of La Cienega. Jesus. La Cienega. The chariot race was done on a set built near the corner of La Cienega. Please, give me a break. Built near the corner of La Cienega. I could start out with an Ann Miller number. Actually, I do this to take the emphasis off the feet. Built near the corner of La Cienega. I'm going to change this. Martini Club, where are you now that I need you? Buy the video. They basically started over, and the chariot race was done on a set built near Los Angeles. Whoa! God, that was good. I don't want to watch a movie. I want to drink more. But if you want to watch this damn movie, you can. It's a piece of shit, but this drink is really good. A little joke. Here's a sneak peek at what's coming up next week with Alex and me on The Essentials.
It's Alec.
What did I
You said Alex.
say? Did I?
It's okay, Tom. Hi, I'm Alec Baldwin. I'm here with Tom Osborn.
Tom Osborn. I do want to say, and I'm deadly serious with this, that one of the great experiences of my life was the 3 years I spent with Alec on The Essentials. He's so bright, he's so interesting, he was such a courteous guest, and I remember little things that you probably didn't even notice you were doing. I would say, Alec, where do you want to sit? Which chair do you? He said, well, where do you sit? And I said, well, I'm sitting in the chair you're not sitting in. You're the guest. No, he said, you're the host. You pick the chair and I'll sit in the other chair. I mean, he did that the whole time. He was so always on time, always so professional, and always so funny. And he made it such a joy to work with. I mean, he is one of the funniest guys I've ever been around. And it was such a pleasure to do those 3 years with you. It really was.
Well, I just want to say, before I go, I have to run and go have lunch with my wife in a restaurant on La Cienega Boulevard. And before I go, I thought we'd just give one more whirl of this, if you don't mind. Okay, ready? Now, what's his name and what's my name?
Oh, dear. Alex Trebek, Alec Baldwin. Yeah. Love you too. Thanks for doing this.
Bye, and thank you.
There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Such a great treat having Alex Baldwin on stage. Now, we're going back to the beginnings of Turner Classic Movies. A man who was with you at the formation of the Robert Osborn production unit. You'll remember him. He's very important in your life. Tony Barbin.
Oh my God. Tony. Oh my God.
Were you surprised?
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Absolutely shocked.
Well, this is
Portland, Oregon. And Tony was our first director and directed how many years? The first
10 years.
First 10 years.
30,000 pieces that we did together.
Yeah.
And 20 years ago, last month,
Yeah.
you and I met for lunch.
Right.
And we talked about this channel that had just gotten a name. We thought for the longest time it was going to be Turner Movie Classics. And I remember a memo coming out, please try to get the name right, Turner Classic Movies. And though you're thought of as the most unflappable guy in the world, the essence of cool, I could remember you being a little bit excited at that lunch about what we were going to delve into. And we'd take a bite, a sandwich, and you'd say, do you know we're having the contracts? We're going to have all the contracts to research. Or we have the window cards. We're going to have all the trailers. We're going to have all the screen tests. And it was really thrilling and inspiring. And I went back to Atlanta and told everybody that we've got this golden guy who's absolutely ready to host the channel. And it was just a marvelous experience.
Thank God I had you there.
Oh,
Absolutely.
needed very little help from me. But also, I think you've never really talked about much, though you alluded to it in the Now Playing Guide, is how we couldn't see the channel for the first several years.
In Atlanta, they couldn't. The people working on the channel couldn't get it in Atlanta. So they'd work all day, and they had no idea what the product was that they were doing.
Yeah, it was a couple of years before you got it in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And
but my aunt, on her little farm in the state of Washington, got it the day we went on the air.
Right. And we were so grateful for the letters that came that just told us we were out there.
Onto something, yeah.
But,
yeah, indeed. Oh, Tony, it's so good to have you here.
Thank you. It's good to be here. It was nice to be asked back. But 30,000 pieces later, I'm so grateful. And you've led these films to a modern audience.
Well, I'm so pleased about that young people are able to see these films. And those of us who saw them at the time and loved them can see them. and see them again. I think they're so valuable, these movies, and the people in them.
Well,
And for years they sat in vaults and nobody paid any attention to them at all.
Well,
they weren't making
nobody.
money. There was no way to make money off of them, they thought. So once people found a way to make money off of it, we have them. And I don't care why we have them, but the important thing is that we have them.
Well, you've inspired a generation.
Thanks, Tony.
Film lovers.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming
Thank
down.
you. Sure. You've also inspired Robin and I, and your goddaughter and her
Yes.
sister.
Yes.
And we want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
let's
you.
meet them.
Give them my love.
Robin, Tony's wife, is here.
there. Hey,
His
how are
goddaughter,
you?
Maya,
Jada,
and
Robin.
Jada.
Yeah, thanks,
Tony,
Tony.
thanks.
I'll see you later.
Be seated again for
All
a
right.
moment. Now, after hosting solo for about 10 years, TCM finally got you some help. And I met this young man a couple of years ago when I was on the Turner Classic Movies Festival cruise. I managed to pry him away from the gambling tables long enough to join me in swimming with the dolphins, and we had a marvelous time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring Ben Mankiewicz to the stage.
Yeah, so it turned out I'm susceptible to Alex Trebek peer pressure. It was important to me to be here because, Robert and I have worked with the exact same people and have many of the same tasks. We're the same wardrobe person. We have the same makeup people for many years and the same everything, but we have to work at different times. So, I don't see Robert all that often. I see him at the festival, I saw him on the cruise, and there's some other special events that I do, but so I sometimes fear that he doesn't quite have an idea of how important he is to me and how important the network is to me. So I've written a little thing, it'll only take a brief moment, but I want to remind you that April 14th in American history is a pretty terrible day. Abraham Lincoln was shot at Ford's Theater on April 14th in 1865. The Titanic hit an iceberg on April 14th in 1912. In 1941, Pete Rose was born on April 14th. It's a bad day. And all that changed in 1994 when this man signed Turner Classic Movies onto the air. And
Thank you.
I think, I said this on the air before, I think never before in history has there been a better combination of man and network, because the man elevated the network to greatness, and the network gave the man a forum to showcase his unbelievably unique skills. And, TCM was getting along pretty good in 2003 when I showed up with my goatee and my shocking lack of neckwear. And I'm not entirely sure that many of you knew what to do with me, but I think you came around when you realized that the community, the TCM nation that Robert had managed to create wasn't going to change. It wasn't going anywhere. And most importantly, Robert wasn't going anywhere. And what he managed to do with this enormous amount of goodwill that he created is that he enabled me to step into that goodwill and gave me time to sort of be nurtured inside that goodwill. And it changed my life in ways that I could never possibly imagine. Robert has also always been exceedingly kind to me, because I think, even though I don't think he'd ever say it, and I'm curious, but I think he knows the significant weight that comes with trying to trace these incredibly significant footsteps. I think he knows it instinctively, even if you would never claim that you have big shoes to fill. I've never tried to be like Robert. That is an endeavor doomed to failure. but I have never stopped listening to him. I have never stopped learning from him, and I never will. And I am profoundly grateful for all that he and the network have done for me, and I'm really honored to be here.
Thank
so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hang on a sec,
Thank
Ben.
you.
If I may, I would like to offer a little bit of advice.
I gotta go.
No, stay. Because I just want you to look forward. And if you do 120 intros in 3 days, and I have done more than 500,000 clues over 30 years, and Robert has done his work over 20 years, I want you to look at our hair. This is what awaits you. You're nice and dark now, but you're going to be just like us in a few years.
This is the moneymaker.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ben Mankiewicz, folks.
I just want to say one thing. One of my regrets is the fact that Ben lives in Los Angeles and I live in New York. We worked at, when I was going to Atlanta at different times, we very rarely have been together except on the cruise and at the festival. Right. And at the festival and on the cruise, we're usually going down a corridor heading in a different direction to do something. So I hope that in the future things would happen that I could get to know you better, because people do put us together and people are always giving me messages to give to Ben, and the fact is that I never see Ben.
Also, I'm pretty fantastic. I'm delightful.
To get to know. I'm sure. Anyway, it's a real pleasure to have you come here and say those nice things. I just wish I had had a chance to spend more time with you.
No, neither of us is going anywhere. So
okay, good. Okay, good.
Thank you, guys.
Ben Mankiewicz, folks.
Thank you.
I met one of our next guests this past year on the cruise. I did not have the pleasure of meeting his beautiful wife at that time. He's a delight. She is very special. Robert Wagner and Jill St. John.
Oh my God. Beauty. So glad you're here. Oh my God. My God, and you Foxy, you're the icing on the cake. Wow, this is so great. These are two such special people, I can't tell you. Absolutely. Why don't you sit here?
You sit down there.
Next to your beautiful wife?
What a wonderful honor this is for you.
Well, it is. I mean, this is a total surprise. I had no idea they were doing. I thought I was coming out and answering questions all day, and all these people, and my God.
We were hiding in the back.
Is here, family is here, you're here, you're part of my family.
It's a very big honor for us to be here.
Thank you. You've always been so supportive of the channel and of me.
Well,
we go way back.
You're such a special man. You know, you're a very, very special man, and we do go back a long ways. We were both under contract at 20th Century Fox, and I consider you my illegitimate brother, really.
Yes. I never had a brother, and you were always the brother I wanted to have. Yes,
that's right.
Indeed.
Well, we love you very much.
Thank you. And any time I get to spend with the Wagners is such a pleasure. When you come to New York, or we've been together in Paris and a few other places, and it's always such a pleasure to be with you.
Oh, it's our
There's such upbeat people also to be around, which is such a pleasure.
Oh,
you are. You're.
Well, we're happy.
Do you feel upbeat?
We see this beloved, beloved band every time we're in New York, which fortunately is often. But we had a 20th anniversary party in Paris, and you were so kind to come, and we had such a good time.
It was a great time. It was also celebrating some landmark birthdays for you and RJ.
We rolled it all into one.
That was one of the great memories of my life was that party.
Mine as well.
Yes.
I may assure you, mine as well.
And being with the Wagner is always a treat.
I remember I fainted when I got the check.
Yeah.
I blacked out, you know.
I'm not surprised. It's so great to have you guys show up here.
Thrilled to be here.
Thank you. And I know it's a treat for all of them to see you both too. Thanks. Thank you. You're the best. You're the best. Oh, great. Thank you, the best. Thanks, sweetie. Thanks, RJ. Thanks.
That's a lovely couple.
Yes, indeed. Not bad looking, that couple.
Yeah, yeah. As big a fan as you are of classic motion pictures, I know you're also a big music fan. And so you're really going to enjoy, along with this audience, our next guest, who is here to perform a number that he considers, he's found out, is kind of special in your heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Feinstein.
Now I know. Now I know what that email was about. Oh, thank you. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Oh, Bob, it's true. I've been involved in this duplicity. I asked Bob about his favorite song, saying I was writing an article about personalities' favorite songs. And what you wrote deeply moved me. He said, from the time I was 10, I used to get crushes on music. Judy Garland's recording of the Trolley Song, even Dorothy Lamore's Injun Gal Heap Hep from Riding High. I didn't even know that one. Of all the songs, though, the ones from my past that still linger with me are from the movies, all because of what they meant to me as a kid. Hearing any of them today still immediately throws me back to those days when I first heard them. Happy being a kid in a farm town of 2,500, lazy summers with nothing but free time and daydreaming. That was my world. And then you listed several songs that you love, and I'm going to do one that I also love that was written by Harry Warren and Matt Gordon, introduced by Dick Hames from Billy Rose's Diamond Horseshoe. Each time I look at you is like the first time. Each time you're near me, the thrill is new. And there is nothing that I wouldn't do for the rare delight of the sight of you. For the more I see you, the more I want you. Somehow this feeling just grows and grows. With every sigh I become more mad about you, more lost without you. And so it goes. Can you imagine how much I love you? The more I see you as years go by, I know the only one for me can only be you. My arms won't free you, my heart won't try. My heart won't try. My arms won't free you.
so great. Thank you. Such a treat. So kind
Michael
of you to do
Feinstein,
that.
ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks.
Finally, you thought you were coming here today just to throw questions at Robert. I hope that you have not been disappointed in what has happened here this afternoon. We're going to end pretty much on time. But to wrap things up, we're all going to toast the man.
Up the stairs. I just came here to... Shocked, yes. See, you didn't know you were going to do so much walking around, did you?
You notice, ladies and gentlemen, that we on stage got the good plastic glasses. So let us all toast the man of the hour.
Thank you for being here, Alex.
Robert
I
Osborn.
appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, one and all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is great.
Do you have a parting word for all of the people?
I'm overwhelmed. I really am. To have all these people, busy people, show up and the relatives come all this way, and it's a
We
thrill.
had nothing to do. We wanted to come. We made time for you.
And Alec, what a great guest and a
Wait a minute.
friend
Wait
you
a
are.
minute.
No, no.
What did he just say? You just said Alec.
No, Alex Trebek.
I know, but
You
you
don't know
said...
your name? You're Alex.
Did he say Alec?
No, the other one.
Thank you.
No, the other one
It's
is
a good
Alec.
thing Alec Baldwin has had to leave.
No.
Because he'd be upset.
He's a cantankerous guest, but
Yes.
he's a great guest and a great host, and thank you for coming and doing this, Alec.
Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of the festival. Take care.
Thank you. Anyway, good to see you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey. This was amazing. Amazing.
Fake question. Yeah, that's good.